Welcome to The Karma Verdict. Let us get started with today's story. She left me at the altar for her ex who showed up. So, I thanked my guests and went on the honeymoon alone. Now, he has ghosted her and she is paying back my deposits. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Let me start from the beginning to give you context. I am Alex, 34 now, a high school history teacher in a mid-sized city. Nothing flashy, but I have always been the steady type. Reliable job, savings account, the guy who shows up on time and follows through. I met Emily 5 years ago at a mutual friend's barbecue. She was 28 then, working as a graphic designer, full of energy and big dreams. She talked about traveling the world, starting her own freelance business, all that. I fell hard because she made life feel exciting, and I thought I could be the anchor she needed. From the start, I was all in. Emily had some rough patches, lost her job during the pandemic, dealt with family drama, and I was there. I covered rent a few times when she was between gigs, helped her build her portfolio by staying up late, proofreading her proposals. Hell, I even took a second job tutoring online to save for a down payment on a house she wanted. She always said I was her rock, the one who made her feel safe. We got engaged after 3 years, and planning the wedding became our thing. I paid for most of it, the venue, the caterer, the honeymoon to a tropical island because her freelance work was inconsistent and I did not mind. It was an investment in us, right? Total cost was around $25,000 with deposits on everything from the photographer to the resort. I remember the night I proposed. We were at a quiet park and she cried happy tears saying, "Alex, you are everything I never knew I needed." Flash forward, and those words sting like hell. The wedding was set for a sunny Saturday in June at this quaint chapel in the countryside surrounded by wildflowers. We had invited about 80 people. Family, friends, colleagues. I was nervous but excited. Standing at the altar in my suit, adjusting my tie for the 10th time, my best man Mike clapped me on the back and joked about how I would finally settle down. The music started. Everyone stood and the doors opened. But Emily did not walk in smiling. She stepped through hesitantly, her face pale, bouquet clutched like a lifeline. Halfway down the aisle, she stopped. The murmur started. Then from the back, this guy bursts in, tall, disheveled, looking like he had just rolled out of bed. It was Jake, her ex from college. I had heard about him in passing, the wild one, who broke her heart years ago by cheating and disappearing. Apparently, he had shown up out of nowhere the night before, professing undying love or some crap. Emily turned to me, tears in her eyes, but not the remorseful kind, more like relieved. She walked up to the altar, grabbed my hands and said, "Alex, I cannot do this. Jake is here. He showed up last night, and it is a sign. We have been talking, and I realize now I was settling with you. You are great. Really. But you are so predictable. Safe. Jake gets me in a way you never could. This is fate telling me not to make a mistake." The chapel went dead silent. I felt like the floor dropped out. My mind raced, settling after everything I had done, but her voice was smug, almost excited, like she had rehearsed this. "I have been feeling trapped," she continued loud enough for everyone to hear. "You work your 9 to 5, come home, watch documentaries. Jake, he is spontaneous. He traveled to Europe on a whim last year. I need that fire, Alex, not this comfortable routine. Do not make a scene. Think of our families. We can handle the deposits later. I will pay you back half for something. But I have to go with my heart." Twisted logic, right? Like my stability was a flaw, and Jake's flakiness was a virtue. She justified it by saying I had smothered her with reliability, that our life together would be boring forever. I stood there, heart pounding, guests whispering. Her mom in the front row nodded like this was normal. Jake lingered by the door, smirking. I could have yelled, begged, caused a meltdown, but something clicked. Dignity over drama. I squeezed her hands once, let go, and said calmly, "If that is what you want, Emily, good luck." Then I turned to the crowd. "Folks, I am sorry for the inconvenience. The wedding is off. Please enjoy the reception if you want. Food is paid for. Thank you for coming." No tears, no outburst. I walked out the side door, got in my car, and drove home alone. That night, I sat in my apartment, staring at the walls, boxes of her stuff everywhere. The confusion hit hard. How had I missed the signs? There were little things, looking back, late nights working, vague texts about old friends. But I trusted her. The unfairness burned. I had sacrificed weekends, savings, even turned down a promotion to be home more for her. Now I was the villain for being safe. I did not sleep much, just packed her things neatly and left them by the door. Friends blew up my phone with sympathy, but I kept responses short. No bad-mouthing her. I was not going to stoop. The days blurred after that. I took a week off work, fielded calls from concerned relatives. My parents were furious on my behalf, but I told them to let it go. It is done, I said. Inside, though, it was rough. I would wake up reaching for her side of the bed, only to remember. Flashbacks hit randomly, like the time I worked double shifts so she could afford design software, or when I surprised her with tickets to an art show, and she beamed, calling me her perfect partner. Now, those memories twisted into questions. Was it all an act? Did she ever value what I gave? But I did not wallow publicly. Instead, I focused on logistics, canceled vendors where I could, ate the non-refundable deposits. The honeymoon was prepaid, non-transferable. 2 weeks at a resort on a sunny island, beaches and all. Friends suggested I sell it or take someone else, but I decided screw it. I would go alone. It felt symbolic, like reclaiming something she had ruined. So, 2 days after the non-wedding, I boarded the plane solo, carrion in hand. The flight attendant raised an eyebrow at my story. I kept it vague but wished me well. Those 2 weeks were a turning point. No distractions, just me, the ocean, and time to think. I lounged on the beach, waves crashing, journaling my thoughts for the first time ever. At first, it was all hurt. The public humiliation, guests' pitying looks, Emily's smug dismissal echoing. "You are predictable," she had said like it was an insult. But as days passed, confusion shifted to clarity. I hiked trails, snorkeled, ate fresh seafood at sunset, met other travelers, a retired couple who shared stories of their own heartbreaks, a solo backpacker who talked about self-reliance. No romance, just perspective. I realized I had lost myself in the relationship, always prioritizing her dreams over mine. Teaching was fulfilling, but I had shelved ideas like writing a history book or traveling more. By the end, the pain dulled. I was not angry, just detached. Emily became a lesson, not a loss. Back home, I threw myself into rebuilding, changed the locks, donated her forgotten stuff to charity, started therapy. Not because I was broken, but to process properly. My therapist called it healthy detachment. I hit the gym, reconnected with old hobbies, landed that promotion I had passed on before, vice principal at my school. Better pay, more impact. Mutual friends updated me sparingly. Emily and Jake had run off together, posting lovey pics online from some road trip. Her family defended her, saying, "I did not fight hard enough." One cousin even texted me, "You should have stopped her at the altar, man. Be more alpha next time." Toxic BS. I ignored it. Months ticked by in quiet routine. I dated casually. Nothing serious. Focusing on me. No stalking her socials. I blocked her everywhere. Life felt lighter, freer. Then around 6 months post-altar, the karma whispers started. A friend mentioned Jake had a reputation. Serial dater, unstable job history. Apparently, he had shown up because his latest fling dumped him, and Emily was a convenient rebound. They moved in together fast. But cracks showed. She quit her freelance gigs for stability with him. But he bounced between temp jobs. Mutual said she looked stressed at gatherings I skipped. One evening, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Alex, it is Emily. Can we talk? I think I made a huge mistake." I stared at it, feeling nothing much. No rush of vindication, just mild curiosity. But I did not respond. That opened the floodgates. The text started innocently enough, but they ramped up quick. At first, it was that one message. "Alex, it is Emily. Can we talk? I think I made a huge mistake." I did not reply, but 2 days later, another "please, Alex, Jake and I." It did not work out like I thought. He just up and left last week. No warning. Just packed his stuff while I was at work and ghosted me. I am staying with my mom now. I know I hurt you, but can you at least hear me out? Still nothing for me. I was at the gym when the first call came. Her number popping up, unblocked by accident, I guess. I let it go to voicemail. "Alex, pick up." Her voice cracked a bit, but there was an edge. I was wrong. "Okay, you were always there for me, steady and kind." Jake was exciting at first, but he turned out to be a total flake. He racked up bills on my credit card, then bailed when things got real. I am drowning here. Lost my main client because I was too distracted with the drama. Friends are ghosting me too. They say I humiliated you publicly and it was messed up. Please call back. I need to apologize properly. Hypocrisy at its finest. She had called my stability boring, but now it was a virtue. I deleted the voicemail, went back to my weights, but she did not stop. A week later, more texts. Alex, why are you ignoring me after everything we had? I see you are doing well. Got that promotion, huh? Congrats. But do not you miss us. I do. Let us meet for coffee. My treat. By now, word had spread through our old circle. Mike filled me in over beers. Jake had a pattern. Charm women. Use them for a place to crash, then vanish when responsibility knocked. Emily had quit her freelance hustle to support his dreams. Whatever that meant. And now she was scrambling for gigs. Her social media went dark after a few vague posts about learning from mistakes. Mutual friends who defended her at first were pulling back. One even apologized to me, saying, "We did not know the full story. She spun it like you were controlling." I sat with it all during quiet evenings at home. The unfairness still lingered sometimes, like how I had sacrificed that promotion initially to help with her business loans, only for her to throw it away on a whim. But mostly I felt pity from a distance. Not enough to engage, though. My life was moving. I started outlining that history book I had shelved. Took a weekend trip with buddies. Even went on a few dates with a colleague named Sarah. Nothing serious yet, but she appreciated the predictable me without mockery. Then the desperation kicked in. About 8 months post-altar, she called again, this time late at night. I answered by mistake, half asleep. "Alex." "Oh God, finally. Listen, I know I do not deserve this, but I am in a bad spot. Jake left me with nothing. Debts, no job stability. I had to move back with my parents. Remember how you always handled the finances? I need advice or maybe help. Just temporarily." Her voice shifted from pleading to something sharper when I stayed silent. "Why are you being so cold? You said good luck at the altar like you meant it. Was that all fake? I thought you loved me enough to forgive. Everyone makes mistakes. Mine was chasing excitement. But you? You are acting like I never mattered." I kept it brief. Calm. "Emily, this is not my problem anymore. Take care." Click. No sympathy. No, that is awful. Just facts. She did not take the hint. The next day, her mom called. "Mrs. Thompson. Always a meddler. Alex, honey, Emily is a wreck. You know how impulsive she can be. Jake was a snake. He used her and ran. She is sorry. Truly. Why not give her another chance? You two were so good together. Be the bigger person. Forgive like a real man would." Toxic, right? Blaming me for not fighting again like the altar was my fault. I replied evenly. "Mrs. Thompson, that is between Emily and me, or rather, it is not anymore. Please do not call again." Blocked her number. Emily's attempts escalated. Text turned frantic. "Alex, I saw your post about the school event. Looks fun. I miss that life with you. Please, let us talk. I will come over." Then, uninvited, she showed up at my apartment one evening. I opened the door to her standing there, eyes red, clutching a coffee like an olive branch. "Alex, thank God. Can I come in? I drove all this way." She pushed past before I could say no, pacing the living room. "Look, I get why you are mad. I was cruel at the wedding, smug, dismissive. Saying you were predictable like it was bad. That was wrong. But I was caught up in the moment, the drama. Jake made it seem romantic, like a movie. Now he is gone. Blocked me everywhere. I am isolated. Friends sided with you after hearing the truth. My family is pressuring me to fix this. But I want to for me. We can start over. I will make it up to you." Her words dripped hypocrisy, twisting the narrative like she had been the victim of fate, not her choices. When I did not budge, sitting stone-faced on the couch, her tone flipped to anger. "How can you just sit there? Do not you feel anything? I humiliated myself too. Running off like that. Now I am paying for it. Broke and alone. You owe me a conversation at least after all those years." Over after the deposits, the public dump, I stood. Opened the door. "Emily, you do not get to demand anything. Leave." She stormed out, yelling over her shoulder. "Fine, be heartless. You will regret this when you are lonely." Friends got roped in next. Her sister emailed pleading. Emily spiraling. She is angry now, lashing out. But it is because she cares. Talk to her. Ignored. A mutual acquaintance cornered me at a coffee shop. "Dude, She is desperate. Says you were her rock. Why not hear her out? I shrugged, not interested. It peaked with a barrage of voicemails, her voice unraveling. Alex, this is ridiculous. Ignoring me shows your true colors, petty and weak. After I chose excitement over your boring life, well, joke's on me, but you are no better. Then, softer. Please, I need you. The shift revealed it all. Desperation masking entitlement. Through it, I stayed detached. Therapy helped. I journaled the absurdity, turning pain into perspective. My life bloomed. Sarah and I got serious, sharing hikes and quiet nights. The book outline grew into chapters. Emily, fading noise. It all wrapped at our mutual friend Lisa's birthday party 9 months after the altar fiasco. I debated skipping, but Lisa insisted. Come celebrate. You deserve fun. It was at a cozy backyard gathering. String lights and laughter. I arrived with Sarah, her hand in mine, feeling content. Then I spotted Emily across the yard chatting awkwardly with a few holdouts. She looked worn, thinner, forced smile. Our eyes met. She beelined over. Alex? She started, voice low but urgent, ignoring Sarah at first. I did not know you would be here. This is perfect. We need to talk. Jake's mess left me in debt. I even had to sell my car. But seeing you, it reminds me what I lost. You are thriving. I hear promotion writing that book. I am proud. Really? Can we step aside? I realize now you were the real deal. I was stupid. Chasing thrills. Let us try again. I will repay everything. The deposits. All of it. She glanced at Sarah then, eyes narrowing. Who is this? Already replaced me. Hypocrisy peak, acting like she had not ditched me publicly. I kept it realist firm. No emotion wasted. Emily, that is not happening. The deposits. Yeah, the check you sent last month cleared. That is settled. But us, that is over. I have built something solid here. Better job, real connections. A life where I am not a backup plan. You are irrelevant to that now. I do not think about what happened anymore. It is just a story. She pressed, but you said I was your everything once. Does not that count? Mirroring her logic back. You called it settling. Sounds like you got what you wanted. Excitement. Move on like I did. Her face crumpled, then twisted, angry. You are cold. Enjoy your upgraded life. She stormed off, drawing stares from guests who had witnessed the original drama. Whispers followed. She begged. After the altar, the contrast hit. Me calm with Sarah. Her unraveling alone. Later, Lisa pulled me aside. Karma is a huh? Truth came out. No one is buying her excuses anymore. I nodded but did not gloat. Walking home with Sarah, hand in hand, I felt free. Emily's chapter closed. I dodged a bullet, grown from the ashes. If you are reading this, trust your dignity. It pays off. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with our upcoming stories. Your support means the world to us.